And we also have Mr. Aggrey Wabulwenyi, the Chief Executive Officer of the Kenya Rugby Union. He's had a very, very long day today, understandably, especially I think, of course, the meeting you had with the Cabinet Secretary for Sports. I think it's important to start with you, Mr. Wabulwenyi. What went wrong? Why did you find ourselves in this particular point?
Thank you, Dom, for having me tonight. And I just want to tell Kenyans that we appreciate where the players are coming from because it has been a situation where we have had shortfalls of cash flow in the union, which of course is not entirely the doing of the union. We all know that post-COVID era and realities have meant that even the corporate sector that was supporting the game shrunk their investment into the game. And as we also appreciate what the government has done so far in terms of supporting getting back into the game, our resumption of play last year through to early this year, we have continuously invested into the game. And maybe later Coach will tell you that this year, because of what our ambition, and he had started with the under-20 program, and our goal was to qualify for 2023 World Cup. But our investment into Currie Cup this year was quite steep. That is Currie Cup, and of course a few other things we do in between, which cost the union over 85 million, with the understanding that probably there will be a bridge fund from the government to support the preps as it's the norm. But obviously when that didn't come, and also when we didn't attract funding early in terms of attracting the sponsorships into the game to support most of our programs, then that meant, of course, that at some point we'll have a shortfall. But also, this year has been quite unique in the sense that we have had a longer rugby cycle. Remember, there was the delayed circuit where we had to catch up, and even the last tournament of the circuit for HSBC World Series was in August in LA, which is actually longer than any other year that we have been on the program. And in the same year, of course, the team had to go to South Africa for the World Cup. So it meant that players had to be contracted for a bit longer time than has been the tradition. And so this meant that at some point the cash flow will catch up with the union in the interim. So I think that is the position.
Well, I get that, and yes, it's been a long year, difficult times are coming out of COVID. But my question has been, by the time the players are going out onto social media to talk about it, had you guys addressed it beforehand? Had you told them what's happening? And why does it take you guys meeting with the minister for us to know, for you guys to come out and apologize?
Okay, I think it's a mixture of the new age way of doing things in terms of when a tweet goes out, whether intentionally or unintentionally, obviously it becomes viral, and especially on a sensitive matter such as this. And we appreciate where the two players are coming from. And we had a very constructive session with the leadership of the team on Friday this past week, and we had outlined what the problem is and how we intend to catch up with the outstanding payments to the players. And obviously in a society or in a group, of course there will be dynamics, and therefore some of them maybe didn't feel like we are telling them what needed to have been told to them. But we had assured them that we will at least do the first remittance to them this week.
Because Aggrey, by the time players are getting a pay bill number, like it's not something you just get. And these are the two senior most players in the team. I think 2 of the 3 senior most players in the team.
Yes.
You get the feeling as if it's not something they just woke up and decided on the go. It almost feels like they tried, and at the end of the day, it feels like we've given up. So let's talk to Kenyans, because they had a pay bill number. That's the way it appears to us outside looking in.
Okay, I appreciate that, and I think, and credit to the players, how they have responded so far in terms of being patient with us. as we reorganize our financial thought processes and the internal processes. And yes, there might be a perception that maybe there are governance issues, and probably that's why I was brought in 3 months ago to ensure that we have an open door conversation with everyone in the game. And yeah, I have kept my office open, and we have had an engagement from the team manager to the representatives of the team, and we have assured them that there's no money that will be lost. Of course, we understand that they have immediate needs that they need to take care of. I mean, people have to pay rent, people have families, and so we appreciate that they are frustrated, and for a good reason. So we don't blame them for that.